natural display calculator by Casio. So this is the calculator basically. The brand I use is FX-991ES Plus. So that's the calculator I used. It's a two-way power calculator. It has the battery at the back and it has the solar over here. Now if I want to getting started with my calculator, I'll just like, if I want to put my calculator on, I use this on button over here. So it gives me the default mode. The buttons of the calculator are self-descriptive if you ask me. This is 0, 1, 2, 3 and everything over here like that. I have my multiplication, plus, minus, division. If I want to clear everything on the screen, I use this AC button over here just to clear everything. For example, if I have 1, 2, 6 and I want to clear 6, 1, 2 and 6, I'll just like clears everything off for me. So if I want to clear everything, come here. Then but if I want to go like one space backward, I can like 1, 2, 5, 8, I'll delete, going one space backward, 1, 4, 7, delete. So performing arithmetic operations, these are what you are going to be using basically to perform arithmetic operations. This equals to sign over here is what you are going to be using to like display your results. For example, 9 plus 8 equals to what? 17. If I have 5, 8 times 66 equals to 38, 28. If I have something like 98 dividing 2, so 2 dividing 98 rather, I have my 49 all to myself. If I have 2 minus 66, I have minus 64. So just like that. If I want to perform decimal operations like 0.8660 times 12, it goes, and mind you, sometimes this calculator is very smart, and that's part of the reasons why I love it so much. The calculator sometimes displays your answer as a fraction. For example, in this case now, as a fraction, like as a rational number, 1299 over 125. So if I want to get the decimal equivalent of this, I can just use this button over here. That is what it's meant for. This button over here, I'll get all I want. So 0.8660 multiplying 12 will give me this, but the fraction form of my answer is just this. So let me clear everything. And mind you, if you are working along with the calculator and you need to get like your most recent answer, like your last answer before what you are doing, you can just use this ANS button over here. If you just say equals to, I have my 10 points. Imagine I want to add 2 to my answer, I can just say ANS plus 2. It gives me just in fraction again. If I want to get the decimal equivalent, I have my decimal equivalent all to myself, no stress and stuff like that. So if I want to perform like exponential equations, like if I want to say 5 times 10 raised to power, let's say minus 3, solving this manually is the same thing as 5 times 1 over 1000. So 5 here 1, 5 here 200, which is 5. This should be 1 over 200. So sorry, this is 1 over 200. If I want to perform this arithmetic operation here on my calculator, what I'll do is I'll say 5 multiplying. I'll use this button over here, but I won't be using the multiplying over there. I'll just use this one because it comes with a default. It is raised to power minus 3. So if I press this button over here, this calculator will be waiting for me to give it a value for this x over here, and my x according to this question is this minus 3 over here. So I'll just say minus 3. So after saying minus 3, it gives me my 1 over 200 all to myself, no stress, nothing. So what else again? If I want to use parentheses on this calculator, that's also possible. I love this calculator, like it's very smart, and it has all the functions a basic calculator should have. Something like 3 times 2 plus 5. So if I want to perform this operation here, this should be 6 plus 5, which is 11. If I want to perform this operation here, I can just open these 2 buttons over here. This is the open parenthesis and this is the closing parenthesis. So opening the parenthesis, 3 multiplying 2, closing my parenthesis, then I'll add what? 5 equals to what? 11. Gets my answer for me. But the calculator is not all that smart. Imagine I'm multiplying this 5 here. I can just say don't let me put a plus sign here. So let me have something like 3 plus 2, 5. I can just, in mathematics, this is the same thing as 5 times 5, which is 25. I cannot just come and put this thing over here now. I cannot just say something like 3 plus 2 all multiplying 5. I'll get a syntax error. That's what we call it in programming generally. It's a syntax error. So if I want to get this, I have to like specify it very well for the calculator. Like I can say 3 plus 2 all multiplying 5. If I should put this into my calculator, I get all I want. I'll say 3 plus 2 all multiplying what? 5 equals to what? 25. That's just my answer. So the calculator, basically all these ones, they are self-explanatory. So if I want to perform trigonometric operations here, I have my sine, I have my cos, I have my tan, and I have the inverse trigs over here. So if we remember this table here, let's use it to test if this calculator is fully functional or partly functional, kind of. So if I have something like 0, 30, I have 60, 45 rather, I have 60, and I have 90. So sine, cos, tan. So sine 0 is 0. This should be 0.5, which is 1 over 2 actually. This is 1 over root 2 or root 2 over 2, whichever the case may be. So let me do something like this to make it more tabular. So this one should be root 3 over 2, and this is 1. So cos 0 is 1, cos 30 is root 3 over 2, cos 45 is what? 1 over root 2, actually equals to sine 45. Then my 60 over here should be 0.5. Then my 90 should be 0. So I have 0, 1 over root 3, 1 root 3, and infinity. That will be proven many times that tan 90 is infinity. So coming back to my calculator, if I want to test if my calculator is fully functional, I know this for a fact that this table is correct. So let me try to get the sine of 45 now. I can say sine 45 equals to what? Root 2 over 2. So it's actually the same thing as 1 over root 2 if I should get like multiply by root 2 over 2. So it's still the same thing. Let me try to get sine 30. Sine 30 equals to what? 1 over 2, which is 0.5. So you can see our calculator is like powerful, kind of. So let me get tan 45. According to this table here, tan 45 is 1. Let me say tan 45 equals to what? 1. So all cool and good. So what else do we want to get? Now let's go to the inverse trig over here. If you want to access any yellow function here, all these yellow words here, you have to use this shift button over here. So if I click on shift and I press sine, I get sine inverse. So if I want to like get the sine inverse of 0.5 now, I can say 0.5, equating it, I'll get my 30 back to myself. If I want to get the sine inverse of 1, I can just say shift sine inverse of 1 is what? 90. Just this 90 here. So if I want to get the tan inverse of 0, shift tan inverse of 0 gives me 0, which is this 0 over here. So basically that's just it. If you want to get the cos inverse of a number, you just use the shift and use the cos. Basically it returns the cos for you. So another thing I want to show us is how to do exponential functions, like raised to the power of something. If I want to do something like 9 raised to power 5, I'll write my 9 first, then raising it to the power of 5. I'll press this button over here. As you can see, x raised to power of something you want, like raised to the power. So as you can see the screen of the calculator now, it's waiting for me to put in the value of my, it's like saying the number raised to the power of n. So it is now asking me the value of my n. I can just say 5 equals to what? This. So if I want to get like 3 raised to power 2, I can just say 3. Instead of using this, I already have a number raised to power 2 here, being specific. I'll just say 3 squared equals to what? 9. So if I want to look for the cube of a number, I can say 2 raising it to the power of 3, I get my 8 all to myself. So if I want to get like raised to the power of n of a number, I use this. But if it is just the square, I can just use this. If it is the cube, I can use my shift and this. It gives me the cube. Waiting for me to fix in a number, I want to look for the cube. So let's say 5, it gives me my 125 all to myself. So if I want to look for like the root of a number, like let me say 9, so by default I have 2 here. As you can see, I have the square root here already. If I say this and I put in 9, I get my 3, square root of 9. But if I want to look for the cube root of a number, let's say I'll use this shift over here and I press this, it gives me the cube. Let's say 27 equals to what? 3. 3 times 3 times 3 till tomorrow will be 27. So that's it over there. But if I want to look for the nth root of a number, mind you, the nth root, for example, if I want to look for the 10th root of 1 million or so, I can just say I'll use this shift over here and call this function here. After pressing the shift, I'll use this thing here. It's giving me to give it's telling me to give it 2 numbers. Like, now what is the nth root you are looking for? I'm looking for the 10th root, so I'll put in my 10. Then I'll use this button over here to navigate into the root itself. Then I'll say 1 1 1 1 1 1 1. So 1 million. I'm looking for the 10th root of 1 million. I'll come here. I have 3.98 blah blah blah. This is the 10th root of 1 million. So before I go, before I end this tutorial, I want to show us how to do factorial. So factorial, basically, if I have n factorial in mathematics, n factorial means n into n minus 1, n minus 2, n minus 3, n minus 4, on and on and on down to 2 times 1, boom. For example, if I have something like 9 factorial, this is the same thing as this 9, times what is 9 minus 1, I have 8, times what is 9 minus 1, I have 7. So that is how you will be 5 times 4 times 3 times what? 2 times 1. So if I want to press that on the calculator, I can just say 9, then use this factorial function over here, but you call shift before you call the factorial. So 6 and my factorial, this is the value of my 9 factorial. Yeah, let's use a lesser number we can do. So if I say 4 factorial, this is the same thing as 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. 4 times 3 is 12, 12 times 2 is 24, 24 times 1 is still 24. So let me say 4 factorial, I get my 24 back. So that's just it, basically. That's the environment of the calculator. So there's even more to the calculator itself. For example, if I use this mode, I have like complex numbers, base n, statistics, equations, matrix, vector, table, and stuff like that. I'm going to go deep into all this function itself in the course of using this channel. So I'll see you when next I post a video. Please, if you have comments, use the comment section, and perhaps if you like my video, you can encourage me by subscribing to my channel.